How's it going, everyone? Today is February 18th on Wednesday, and something happened today that sort of brought me back to an older time. And I've been a baseball fan since I was probably 5 years old. Rooting for the Detroit Tigers. You know, the hat you see me wearing almost every video. But usually when baseball season comes around, I get really excited. And I've been a Mariner fan since 1995, or maybe 94 was when I really started watching. And when we defeated the Yankees in Game 5, of the American League Divisional Series, everybody knows about Edgar Martinez as the double. Our football team and our baseball team were on the verge of, being sold to somebody in Florida. And, because what happened was the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Florida Marlins were supposed to be Seattle teams just transferred to Florida, but Seattle teams stayed, and we see what happened. With the success that the Seahawks have had, and the Mariners tying the major league record for most wins in a season with 116. I know the last couple of years have been hard to watch, but that doesn't it doesn't deter me from rooting for my favorite team, the Mariners. So I've got my hat and my shirt on because Ken Griffey Jr. Signed with the team today, or at least agreed to terms. And this whole thing is just, you remember the team back then, and remember how exciting it was to watch it. And then, it all disintegrates. Everyone goes in their separate directions, and careers end. Careers accelerate, as was the case with Alex Rodriguez. And now I've never liked him. I've never, even when he was playing for us, I never got on my feet and cheered for him. He just really was not one of my favorite players. He wasn't really that liked in Seattle, to be honest with you. Um, um, but the return of Griffey is definitely something that I've been waiting for since he had his struggles in Cincinnati. There was always talks about we need a trade to get him back. We want him back. We want him back. We'll treat him better than anybody else will. And they had a 3-game series. Cincinnati did in 2007, and we welcomed Griffey back. Gave him a plaque. We had Edgar down there. We had Jay Buhner down there, and Griffey was scared to come back here because he didn't know exactly how would he be received. And we gave him a hero's welcome, open arms, and and he understood that fans up here in Pacific Northwest love the Mariners, and we think he was a huge part of that. And the announcement of him signing with Atlanta, this was last week, was the case where everyone in Seattle was talking. Hey, do you hear Junior's gonna come back? You hear Junior's gonna come back? It was cool to talk about because you had all these Mariner fans that had closets full of old Mariners memorabilia and things of that nature, and old Griffey jerseys, and everyone's starting to dig them out now because of what happened last week. But then on, it was Tuesday night. There was some guy, O'Brien, for the Atlanta Journal Constitution paper, who said that Junior had agreed to sign with the Braves. And last night was terrible because, but then Junior basically argued that and said that I haven't agreed to anything with any team. About an hour after that was posted, but the guy stood by his story. And what happened was, overnight I wrote a blog about it and basically explained how important baseball has been in my life and how Griffey was always a part of that. And I understand that he's not the player that he once was, but it's just the fact that he's here and donning the jersey that he wore back then. It brings back memories, and it feels good to see that. Even though, we don't have, these expectations of him hitting 40 home runs or driving in 100 RBIs. We just want to see him play the game, smile, and walk away with the same jersey on that he came into this league wearing, and that's the Seattle Mariners jersey. And when he finally, and today when I woke up, I checked all the pages. I checked, ESPN.com, MajorLeagueBaseball.com, the Seattle Mariners homepage, the Atlanta Braves homepage, just trying to see if anything had developed, from the time I went to bed, and nothing came about. And then there was a TV station down in Atlanta that said that Junior had agreed to the terms with the Mariners, and the fact that he had already contacted the Atlanta Braves office and said that he wants to come back here. And I read that, and I held back. I said, you know what? There have been reports that he already signed with them, with the Braves, and there was reports last week that said that Junior was on his way to Seattle. I'm not going to believe this. And then I started catching on with, it caught on with local papers. It caught on with, the team, and then pretty soon ESPN had it on there, and then finally everything was solidified, and everything, had facts behind it, and Junior acknowledged the fact that this was true. I will be returning to Seattle for the 2009 season. Huge emotional rush came over me. It was something being that excited was, made me feel like a child again, feeling like a kid going into, the Homer Dome, Kingdome, and just, smelling the hot dogs and the peanuts, and just smelling baseball. And Safeco Field hasn't been the same since he left, and to have him come back here is going to be huge for the city of Seattle. And we understand that this is not going to be with success as acquiring a Mark Teixeira or a CC Sabathia, but what this does to Seattle is sort of give people the sense that this city had an effect on someone, and he wants to come back to sort of rehash it, and and bring it back and enjoy it, and show his appreciation for all the love that we gave him throughout the years. So this is a great day for Seattle and for baseball, and it basically, we owe a lot in the city to him, and also to Willie Mays, who actually talked him into basically coming back here. A lot of people don't know that, but he had a phone conversation with Willie Mays before announcing that he was going to return, because Willie told him, he said, look, you should go back to the team that you came up with. That's important. And so it's a great day to be a Mariner fan again, and I look forward to this season. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that, because in Seattle we don't have much to really celebrate in regards to sports. So we've lost the basketball team, football team lost the best coach that they've ever had, and our Mariner team spent over, first team in Major League history to spend over $100 million and lose 100 games in a season. That's never happened before. So there's some small things that happen in the city, and this is something big, and it's a positive thing. And I'm excited, and I'm going to take my nephew to a game to with my brother, and sort of show him, the next generation in our family, what we cheered for when we were just so young. And so this is an exciting time, and we look forward to it. So I'm ready for baseball.